this house, this beautiful setting that we are as a people to be destroyed and divided. Somebody asks, how then? First, you must realize God created man, beast, and every living thing that creepeth. So fear none of these, fear God. For the oppressors are children of a lesser God, and not the God. And they, who nowadays got to be careful of who they are, because it's no longer a pale face or sheets over your head. You ever heard the saying, a wolf in sheep's clothing? These wolves, they put on suits and ties now. They stand up in front of your children in the classrooms. They may be a supervisor on your job, or a co-worker that sits there and wants to be a friend one day. You turn around the next, you wonder why something you said to them in conflict has been repeated and gossiped around the whole place. So you must be mindful of who these people are. You got so many, I turn on the news on TV, I see on some of these people, how these false prophets, these so-called prophets, they come up there in front of you and they try to prophesy. But it's more like they're just prophet and lying. Instead of these so-called men being called prophets, they're more propheters off of you and your own emotions. They see a need in the community, and rather seeing that need and knowing how to touch and to regain those people and bring them up out of where they are, they see the money they can take. Some people, they see so many women in the church, they know they have certain sermons and doctrines and classes about a man ain't nothing. They're out there all in the streets, up and down the streets, in the bars and everything. You need a good man, God, this and that, the other. You have to be careful and mindful of what you say.
Make it plain.
And when you say it to these people.
That's right.
Because you never know who they're listening to and how they may interpret it.
That's right.
And because of these things, have condemned you and made us to submit to what they call you, which is really everything but a man of God. And these, which they have created you to be, does not include the God that created you. And because of our own lack in knowing who we are and where we come from as man, our women and our children suffer because of it.
That's right.
I see so many young ladies try to degrade and down themselves to become this image of what they think a man really is and what a man really wants. You see so many wearing barely nothing. Forgive me for being 27 and single. If it's too tight and too close and too short, I may just look. But if you want to advertise and a certain young man thinks a certain thing of you, why are you offended?
That's right.
It's almost like me dressing up as a police officer. I put on the uniform and the badge, and I walk around the street. And a young lady's in trouble. She walks up to me and she says, officer, I need your help. Wait a minute. I'm not a police officer. Just because I dress this way doesn't mean that I am this way. You see the misguided judgment of that? So if you don't want to be called the B's and the H's and everything else, perhaps you should change your walk, your talk, and your direction of how you present yourself. There's certain things that women or young ladies should do that may be acceptable in the worldly aspects of it. But how far do you really truly expect to go?